Welcome to AI Dungeon Crawlers. Today is Friday, October 1st, 2021. Welcome to Spooktober, and welcome as well to the dungeon, where the five of us traverse the treacherous mind of a sinister AI, programmed with the insights of 10,000 authors, throwing cannibals and mutants at our every turn as we struggle to make the next greatest post-apocalyptic disaster movie since I learned to stop worrying and love the bomb. Just a friendly reminder, if you link your Amazon Prime to Twitch, you unlock Twitch Prime, gives you one free subscription to any channel on the platform per month. We would love it if you used it here. We also have a tip jar down below if you feel so inclined, but if you really want to support the show, be sure to share it with friends and family. Follow us on Instagram, as well as like and subscribe if you are watching on YouTube. It's a huge help. So, everyone, this is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but a whimper. Well, at least I'll have time to read. Let's see here. The end approaches, but the apocalypse is long-lived. Derrida. But will he dare a daring existence, or digress into a dilapidated death? Well, hopefully it's the former. This is going to be a very boring show. It's Jesse Beam. Hello.
Hello.
How's your week been? How you feeling?
I'm feeling all right. I'm pouring myself a drink. I figured in the spirit of climate disaster, apocalypse, it would be thematic if I drank something that I made myself, because when the world ends, we won't have liquor stores anymore. However, it is mead, which is honey-based, and as we all know, the bees are the first thing that's going to go. Unfortunately, we won't be able to drink mead in this brave new world.
No. Immediately, my immersion shattered.
I apologize.
It's okay.
For Jack's terrible pun.
Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. The blood-dimmed tide is loosed, and everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drowned. The best lack all conviction, while the worst are full of passionate intensity. Jesus, Yates should have taken a Prozac. It's a bleak world, but somebody has to tell us about it. He's our narrator tonight. It's Eric Lehman.
Oh, God, Jack. Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Wow.
Oh, it's Spooktober.
I don't know. Wow. Thank God I brought a drink. All right. Everyone. I brought some Bone Shaker.
Oh, there we
go.
go.
The most Canadian of the India
Skeleman.
Pale Ales.
Yeah. He's Spooktober. Ooh.
Nice.
Fun fact about Bone Shaker. I think they forecasted the way the world's going that's going to be the most popular lawn ornament in the next 5 years.
Probably, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's a bleak world, Jack.
Oh, God. And how
So
are
I
we
thought,
doing?
you know what? I was thinking about our drinking game. I think that we should drink every time the world is just unbearably bleak.
Okay.
And that'll be a good one. What a fun week. Aren't you all happy you're watching?
Wow.
Any new viewers are like, is this the energy the show always
This is
has? Good Lord.
100% always the energy of the show, yes.
You could do anything. You could go for a bike ride.
You could go to space. You could be fighting dragons. But today... Robert Frost. Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. Did you get that, Noah? You gotta be ready to do both. It's our illustrator tonight. It's Noah Schaefer. Good? Not unshakably bleak just yet?
No, not quite yet.
Okay, excellent. Good to hear. How you feeling?
I'm doing all right.
How's your week?
My week was all right. Had some fun kind of secret projects to be working on.
Ooh,
Very excited to see whenever those actually come to fruition. But yeah, just been working away at stuff. Speaking of working away at stuff, I realized I missed it last week, and I want to apologize to everyone.
What have we missed?
So, like I said, before on the Discord, I had made requests about who to draw, and I apologize that I didn't give people the updates last week. Now, when we did our off week and we had the rerun, I did only have a couple of you notice that I was actually drawing in there and just hanging out and talking with people. And I was working on this. Still not done. Still needs some more edits, but we now have this beautiful scene of Hermit Brass Buttons
Wait, we
and
can't see it.
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
I was like,
Show
is
it.
it
You
just
gotta
me?
show
Can
us.
anyone else
Still
see
the
it?
title card.
It must
Why?
be nice, whatever it is.
What?
It sounds lovely.
Huh? Let me try that again.
Uh-oh.
You just ended the stream, Noah.
Oh, no, Noah.
Oh no, everything's
perfect
gone
balance.
wrong.
What a
Why would you do this
bleak
to us?
world we
What a
live.
bleak
What a
drink,
climate
everybody.
disaster.
What about that? Did
Oh,
that
there we
work?
go. Yeah.
Oh, look at him.
That's
There we go.
excellent.
Wow.
Hermit. It's
Hermit
still not
past
done.
presence.
Need to do a little bit more. Need to do some shading and whatnot, but all the flat colors are there, and I need to fix the island. But anyways, yes, this is still to me one of my favorite scenes that I've ever drawn in this entire show. Is just our main character sitting on the back of a crab on a raft, both of whom are using telescopes.
Getting water noose vibes from Monsters Inc.
Is very. That's always where
I
brass
like how he
buttons.
has just like a gray human man beard. just growing
He's
from
a pirate,
approximate-
Jack.
You're right.
He's a pirate crab. Come
All
on.
pirate
gotta have
captains
it.
have beards. Also, the eye patch is fantastic and
Still
has
my
always been the
favorite
best
thing.
part.
Still the best part.
Yes.
Everybody,
So.
it's Joy Harjo. She says, "At the table we sing with joy, with sorrow. We pray of suffering and remorse. We give thanks. Perhaps the world will end at the kitchen table while we are laughing and crying, eating of the last sweet bite." It's got to be a fucking big table. It's got to fit everyone. And I hope she's taking notes because she'll be playing everyone. It's Parmita Vand. Hello. Hey. That's
Hello,
you. Hey,
Jack.
Hey, hi. Hello. Hi.
Hello.
You're right. Wow. I just saw your image pop up, and you are very hidden behind the pop filter. It's great to see you, most of you.
I'd like to just stay here so nobody has an image of the characters I portray.
Oh,
be
that's
anyone.
good. That's good. That's very method of you, I think. That's not
Thank
what
you.
method means.
It could be. It could be what method means tonight.
Okay. that's very charitable of you. Thank you. Parmito, every guest that comes on the show, we ask a very important question. It's just
Oh, no.
it's just a kind of icebreaker to get to know you, and that
Fine.
is, calm down. It's all right. It's just, what is the single most important moment of your entire life?
And the music stops for this moment, obviously. I would have to say it was the day I sold my dog on Kijiji at 12 years old.
Ah!
Whoa!
Oh, no.
Bleak!
Oh my God!
Bleak, drink, everybody.
Everybody drink.
Oh my gee.
Jesus, what happened?
Not to keep it anymore, Jack.
Oh no.
What was its name?
Popcorn.
Oh,
Oh my God.
This goes up
Is
for
it-
popcorn.
is it rude of me to ask how much you sold him for?
And you know what, Jack? That was the day I took that $200 and I spent it on a guitar. And I've been a musician
Hey!
ever since.
And the
Wow.
rest is history.
The rest
That
is
the
history.
Real, true
Yeah,
story.
could
tell,
say
tell us
it's-
a little bit about your musical history as well.
Well, it started there, and then I wrote some songs for the rest of my life to this
Oh.
day,
All right.
and I put them on Spotify, and the people boogied.
But Parmito, where can we find and also boogie to this music?
So if you check out this at right here, it'll tell you everything you need to know. At Paterverse, that's my name. It's Pater and Parmita, depending on the day.
Great. Love that. Amazing. Eric, I know you were going to make a joke and I interrupted. Please.
That's okay, Jack.
Is it too late
Moved
to tell?
on. We've moved
All
on.
right.
The
I
moment
just
has
wanted to
passed.
double check. I didn't want to stamp on anything.
No.
If everybody
okay.
looks to your left, you'll see that slumped in the library because he sniffed too much book mold. It's me, my 88-ribbed xylophone. Nothing else to keep me company. We're doing a very bleak climate disaster post-apocalyptic romp through Jasper, BC in Canada, the most apocalyptic of towns.
Yeah.
the bleak town in Canada.
Oh, boy. Everybody ready? I am. Let's dive in. I say that. I haven't prepared anything. Here we go. Let me give you some music. Eric, take us away.
Jasper. A city in the middle of nowhere. It's a small city that has somehow managed to survive the iron-glowing climate disasters that have destroyed everything else. The city is filled with hopeless refugees who have nowhere else to go. It is a city that is constantly under attack from bandits and raiders who prey on the weak. The cliffs of Jasper are hard, but the people are harder. The world may have fallen apart, but the people of Jasper will not give in. You are Dr. Gaston Collins, a doctor in the town of Jasper. You grew up in Jasper and spent your life in service of the city, in its local hospital. You grew up in the city, and have always wanted to help the people of the city in any way you can. You were trained by a man who lived in your apartment complex before the climate disasters completely consumed the world. His name was Dr. James Billings. He was a caring physician who treated his patients with respect. He taught you everything that you knew, and he gave you advice when you needed it most. He was a great teacher. And now, the world needs another one. Your apartment is located in a 3-story building, and it serves both as your home and your office. Supplies are always scarce. Despite your mild nature, you often have to venture out into the wasteland for new medical equipment. You and Sheriff Loretta McCreet are leaving the city now to explore the ruins of a neighboring town.
Hey,
Its
Doc,
name,
let's go.
long forgotten.
Sorry, that was bad. Sorry.
So ready. Let's take it again.
First time.
Did it all right.
That was my first time.
Loretta McCreet are leaving the city now to explore the ruins of a neighboring town. Its name, long forgotten.
Hey, Doc, let's go.
Sheriff McCreet says, you shake your head and finish loading the medical equipment into the back of a truck. You get to the you get in next to her and start the engine.
I'm ready, Sheriff.
The truck drives out of the parking lot and into the ruined streets. Jasper is a ghost town. You drive out of the town with the sheriff as she keeps a lookout for bandits. What a prompt.
What a prompt. Jeez, we learned a lot. Mysterious P says, is it just me or is Jack too loud? Tell me, am I too loud?
Musically?
The music?
Yes?
Perhaps.
Was my music too much?
Sounds a
Tell me.
little bit louder than it usually is, Jack, but
Okay, I can go and adjust it then. Let me go fix some things. Don't mind me.
you say.
So, Sheriff, how long you been in Jasper?
Oh, about 12 years now.
She replies.
Wow. You seem like the type to be the first one out of town when the climate disasters started happening. Oh, wow.
Nah,
Jeez.
I'm too ornery to leave. Besides, maybe I like it here.
He laughs. She seems like an interesting person.
You seem like an interesting person.
How could you?
I
He
want to
lights
know
up
more,
the-
but I'm not going to ask.
You drive for several minutes in silence after passing several decrepit buildings. Most are collapsed, but some stand tall despite the passage of time since they were built.
Misha Life has redeemed to do something stupid and would like to see an abandoned Tim Hortons on the side of the road. One of
most
these
Canadian
noble
suggestion.
buildings. Yes.
Oh, man.
Do we
All
know this
right.
person, this sheriff, other than having just like driven off with her?
Well, we
I was
must,
trying to get
right?
to know her with that line.
Question that you asked.
Yeah.
Or is
Not the
thing
most
that you said.
personable human. Bless her soul.
Thank you.
The other question is, oh, it's already do something stupid time. Wow, people are already giving us some very crazy stuff. The other one was, Mysterious P says, you find a vinyl disc, a relic from more careless times, seemingly not heard from the rusted years of a new world. Tie-in from the Monday stream.
Do it whenever it feels correct.
Do it whenever it feels correct.
Oh, right. The Monday stream.
From our Monday stream,
Yeah.
find a vinyl disc of our record.
Of our record. Fast.
Wow.
Head first, feet last.
Head first, feet last. The classic.
The classic.
I'm really sad that I missed that now.
It was a great song, actually. Parmita, why don't you tell us a little bit about our sheriff friend?
I feel like she is a shell of a person.
Oh,
who's-
wow.
who's-
All right.
Take a drink, everybody. That's
All
pretty
right,
bleak.
yeah.
Really, I picked the topic this week.
Mhm.
we're gonna find out more about her. She's lost some dear ones, but first she says, "Hey, the radio still works."
Oh wait, narration.
But first, this is what happens.
I'm sorry, I was looking up the song we made.
The story is very non-linear. It's actually
all right.
it's quite fascinating.
You glance around and see an abandoned Tim Hortons coffee shop. Utter ruin. You pop in a small vinyl disc into the disc player of your car.
Wait, what?
Whoa. Who knew that they were backwards compatible, these CD
That's
changers?
amazing. So
They
we
should
got
have
a
marketed
vinyl-
that.
That's amazing. A full vinyl record just goes right into the slot.
Well, the sheriff souped this Jeep up a bit, I think.
You got it right.
All right.
But a bumpy ride causes the entire
Yeah.
thing to skip everywhere you go.
That's why you got to insert it, because it's all on wires that, like,
Oh, wow.
gyroscopically
wow.
keep it still.
That's amazing.
You pop in a small vinyl disc into the disc player of the car, and a crinkly music starts to play.
Hey, the radio still works.
Sheriff McCreeth says from the passenger seat.
Yeah.
You say, not looking up from the road. You both sit in silence as you pass destroyed vehicles on the road. A tumbleweed blows by as a sign that anyone who once lived here is gone forever.
Hey, this music is awful.
Sheriff McCreeth says. He's really trying his best, but he only got to these instrument packs this morning.
It's
Hasn't had
supposed to
much
be.
time to practice.
Guys, come on.
Well, that wasn't me. That was the AI, man. It's supposed to be awful.
It's supposed to be.
You reply.
Well, you got to follow that up. What does that even mean?
Jack, what's the song that's playing right now?
It's
I left my heart in Brampton.
I left my heart in Brampton. It's a classic.
I'm
It goes a
Tony
little bit
too.
like this. Yeah.
Sounds like angry birds fighting.
Yeah. Fighting calmly, I think. But fighting nonetheless.
One of John Cage's last works. Where famously, halfway through the number, he actually stopped and began disinfecting all of the keys.
Okay, music is getting a bit better. A bit more interested.
Yeah, it's a bit more of the time right now.
This was his germophone period.
A bit more bleak.
Germophone?
I'd say.
Germophone.
No,
Germophone was a style of music popular at the time where all of the musicians would, during the song, clean their instruments out.
Yes, stop.
It gave you such hits as Spit Valve Boogie and One Wipe for the Tuba.
Oh.
Anyways,
All right,
you
we
see
have
a fork in the road up
road
ahead.
Do we?
Yeah, sorry, it doesn't happen until Eric reads it.
You see a fork in the road up ahead.
There.
Oh, there it is. I can see it now.
son of a gun.
All right, guys, this is the first act. We need to establish a villain, solve a simple task.
Well, we got to go to the city, right? Wait a minute. Oh,
never
you
mind.
say.
Wait a minute. Do you hear that? Off in the distance.
I hear a lot of things.
No, not that. No. I turned the music off. No, listen. See, there it is again.
Sheriff cocked her head to the side and closed her eyes before replying.
Sounds like a whistling sound.
She says as she furrows her eyebrows. You turn off the main road and head towards the source of the noise. You travel for several minutes through fields and rock formations.
Ooh, okay, this is getting interesting.
King of Autumn has redeemed Draw Something Stupid. A gang of bandits pop from around the corner with Molotovs.
Ooh, and Red
Oh.
Gamer Soul says a couple of yards away, a survivor is trying to pull himself out of a manhole. It sounds like this man's being ambushed by the great whistling bandits.
Whistling bandits of the plains.
Yeah, we're in a field, and then around the corner there's bandits.
Jack, what is
Yes.
the iconic tune that these bandits whistle?
It was the last song Gordon Lightfoot ever composed in
Oh.
this universe.
Ah, the greatest Canadian musician to ever live.
Yes. And it's called A Tennis Ball on a String.
Oh.
And classically, it's supposed to be whistled by a chorus of schoolboys. Sounds a little bit like this.
Very calming music for
This is very-
post-apocalyptic bandits to sing.
But that's genuinely why I'd be terrified if I were out in the apocalypse and then
A bunch of men come over a hill with Molotovs.
Yeah.
Ah! Oh God! There it comes.
they just start whistling Whistle While We Work from Snow White. Just whistle while you work. Oh
That'd be
Lord.
delightful.
That'd be terrifying.
You know what?
Men with
If you-
Molotov.
If you had to go, though, it's a bleak world. At least you have a nice thing to go out
At least
to.
you have some charm.
All right,
At
we
least
don't
you have-
drink right now.
No.
Drink for the charming Canadians whistling while they throw flaming bottles of booze.
That's just Sudbury.
Is that bleak? Let's go for it. To Sudbury.
To Sudbury!
Hey.
Oh my goodness. You turn off the main road and head towards the source of the noise. You travel for several minutes through fields and rock formations. The whistling reaches a fever pitch as a small piece of jagged metal zooms through the air and pierces your tire, also known as a bullet. The tire bursts and the shadow of a human figure darts away behind a ruined building.
We have to follow him.
Sheriff McCreet says as she gets out of the car.
Like hell we do.
You shout.
We have to get that person to fix our tire.
You broke it.
Hold
You
on, Sheriff.
fixed it.
Think, Sheriff, think.
Sheriff McCreet isn't a great judge of character.
But there's a person right there. They're running away, probably from the tire noises.
You look at her and shake your head in disbelief.
Sheriff, that person just shot a piece of jagged metal at our tire from a long distance away. I don't think he wants to be friends.
What if it's a woman?
Oh, well, in that case.
Then I don't think she wants to be
Let's
friends.
go.
This isn't the time.
Jesse,
You
how
guys
much of
clearly don't understand women at all.
How much of that was me?
yeah, how much
All
of
I
that
said was our tire gets shot and we see a guy running away. That's it. Because I don't know.
Get that person to fix
Yeah.
our tire. Well, are we going to go after them? Is that the plan?
I think maybe.
Just a regular Sudbury Saturday night, says M4 is not puzzled. Mr. Life has mentioned one of the bandits. He would like to be Jimmy No Arms. Keep that in mind. Just one of the many bandits. The
Noted.
Whistling Bandits. He's their leader. He imparts upon them. He's also mute, and he cannot sign, so he developed an entire language of whistles that they then obey.
So obviously, this person doesn't want to kill us, right? Because they shot out our tire.
Yes.
They want
Yeah.
to. They're trying to give us a message. That's
message.
what my character believes. Is
But then
that
they ran away.
I think
they're
the message
protecting
was
us.
the message was stop.
Yes.
Message received. Well put.
Yes, that we did.
You say,
Sheriff, this is neither the time nor the place for drawn-out discussion. We gotta... Whoa, wait. I have some drawn-out discussion. Hang on. We gotta catch that bastard before they alert the rest of their gang. For all we know, it's the Brampton Bandits trying to head us off.
You know what? You're right. We have to go now.
Sheriff McCreet replies. You run to your car and open the back door. Inside is a rusty toolbox filled with a hammer, a crowbar, several screwdrivers, and a few other tools to help you get out of sticky situations. You grab the hammer, and the two of you head towards the small metal door from before. Sheriff McCreet uses her key to open it up.
Wait, hold
What
on. What's
metal
happening?
door? I don't...
Do we want to retry?
Drink.
Is this our first drink to forget?
Could we sip to haze? Because, getting supplies is fine, but there's no metal
Okay.
door. We could just delete that part.
Sure.
right?
Let's do a quick drink to back when we grabbed our hammer, crowbar, and several
Yeah.
screwdrivers and other few other tools to get us out of sticky situations.
All right.
Country Buns claims that the sheriff is a former member of the Brampton Bandits.
Ooh.
Got secrets.
Mystery Speed says, wait! What's the drinking game today? Eric, would you like to reiterate?
The drinking game, Mysterious P, is whenever we feel like the world is just too bleak and we have to take a sip. So, anytime you want to make the case for that, go ahead, because I know I will.
Be drinking heavily, that's what he means.
All
There we
right.
go. Should we just hit enter and see what happens?
We're
You
gonna say
say.
something cool. All right,
Oh,
Sheriff. Grab the crowbar and get some practice swings in. If you see anyone, thunk them.
Very
Sheriff
cool.
McCree
Well, you
takes-
really glad you did that.
Sheriff McCree takes the crowbar and starts swinging it around.
Feel like the wolf from the movie Pulp Fiction.
She says,
No time for pop culture.
I don't know. Did she see Pulp Fiction? Did she see the
she
right
did.
movie?
I feel like they've amalgamated old reels of movie together to make full movies.
Yeah, actually, they perform
Yeah.
plays
They
now.
reenacted
So
them,
Pulp
that's right.
Fiction has a little Red Riding Hood section in the middle now.
Yeah, it's actually now an allegory played with animals, like an old fable.
I thought it was a reference to the old germaphobe style film called Pulp Friction. I don't know.
Okay.
Ugh.
You step out of the car and look towards the horizon. The sun is high in the sky, but your shadow is barely visible due to the immense heat. Our first climate reference, guys.
Is that bleak?
It's hot.
No, I'll be bleak.
I don't know if
later.
that tracks, but okay.
You squint your eyes to see a small concrete bunker in the distance, but you can't make anything else out due to the intense reflection off the road.
Seems we've
Very
lost our man.
Intense world. Lots of heat and
What's
reflecting.
a heat? I don't know if the heat would.
Bunkers. Finally, we have our first bunker.
We found our
Right.
first
Yes.
bunker, everybody. Bunker count 1.
Bunker count 1. Keep track.
Get the bunker counter going. Well,
Oh
actually,
my-
we're trying to look for a bunker, but we don't see one.
I was picturing this world as being kind of very cold and like, you know, everything. But that makes, I don't know, that makes sense. It's a climate
It's got to
disaster.
go one way or the other.
Right,
Tomorrow it'll probably be cold.
You know what? We called it fire or ice, and we figured
Yeah,
out.
you're right. And you
it's
know what?
the
Robert Frost. Thanks,
He said
Rob. Bobby Frost.
Thanks, Bobby Frost.
I
Good
think I
old,
call him Bobby F. We're bros.
those his real good friends call him.
You nod. Crap, where are we? You say.
What do you think, Sheriff? Bandits hiding in the bunker? Either way, there's bound to be supplies in there, and that's what we came here for.
You're the boss.
Sheriff McCreet says, winking at you.
Don't really think I am.
She's a hard
You're the
person
sheriff.
to read. You nod back at her and start making your way to the bunker. You bring your tire iron just in case you need to do some last-minute defending. That's the most ominous thing.
Last minute.
I guess I'm gonna
Defend.
go into this house in case I need to do some last-minute defending. The closer you get, the more you start noticing small details about the building.
That's how proximity works. That's perspective.
No, Jack. What
sorry,
small
sorry.
detail do you think? we're noticing?
Cracks in the door, paint peeling, maybe.
You know, now that we're close, we realize it is a rectangular shape.
There's
It's
a
tiny window on the front, a small barbed wire fence that surrounds the entire thing.
Wait.
Or does it just surround the window?
Just
Hard
around
to
the
tell.
window,
Whoa.
surrounding the window.
Oh, it's the weak spot, right?
We
Yeah,
do
the
it to
door's
look
out.
cool.
Yeah, it's that apocalypse aesthetic, right?
Yeah, very.
We-
Oh, I see. They got it from Better
Very
Homes
edgy.
and Gardens.
Yeah,
Apocalypse edition.
wastelands are us kind of thing,
Yeah.
you know. Deserts and beyond. You say,
Let's split up. You go left, I go right. Look for any other entrances.
Got it.
Sheriff McCreet replies. You quickly hop the fence and start looking for entrances other than the front door.
We're not
You
dumb
find
enough
a
to go
small
to the
hole
front
in
door.
the wall. You find a small hole on the left, perfect for sliding through.
Doesn't seem right for a bunker, but
You duck, and maybe it's a giant air hole. You slide it. Maybe
Yeah.
they have a slide in their bunker. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
They're
Perfect
just-
for sliding.
it's children. We found the children,
the children
bandits.
bunker.
All right,
Maybe they
hear
have a
me out,
fiberglass pool.
though. We've never thought of this, but if you had to have bunkers underground, how do you get back into them? Do you use a door, or do you make a fireman pole or slide?
Mm.
Oh, wow.
How do you get out if it's a pole?
Yeah, poles are hard to climb.
Well, you still have a door. You go into the door, fire station through
So,
a
so
door.
you could just
So you
come
have
back in
Okay.
through the door as
Two
well.
entrances. When
You
One of
could.
which is a
One.
spiral staircase, the other which
entry.
is a pole.
Not as quick exit is what you're
Why
saying.
spiral stair? Oh, okay. No, never mind.
Yeah,
I like
mean-
the pole. You know what? You never know what you need to go bunk away
Hmm.
from.
And actually, the only exit is also the pole, but they got to climb it like in Mulan with the
Mm, yeah.
things going around. And yeah, that makes sense to me.
We solved
I've
it.
turned around. We've solved it.
We love poles now.
You duck under some barbed wire and make your way to the entrance. Just as you do, you hear a loud scream coming from the direction of Sheriff McCreet. You run back to the bunker to find her screaming at someone inside to show themselves.
Oh, come on.
That was a bit of a fake out there, AI. Oh no, she's in trouble. Oh wait, she's just mad.
Parmita, could you please give us a presentation of what it would look like for us to think that she's in danger, but actually she's trying to get someone's attention?
So I think it's like, at first she's going, ah, ah, and it's just an intimidating sound. It might sound like
yeah,
her
I'm intimidated. Yes.
It's an action sound. She goes, ah, and then she goes, show yourself.
Wow.
First one was really to get noticed.
Exactly.
You're gonna make sure that they're listening.
Establish. Direction.
There we go.
Yeah.
He's really a master communicator. Would you?
I would say so. You got to find new ways in this new world.
I like how step one of her communication plan is you just yell incessantly and then state clearly your plans.
It'll come back.
You
Don't worry.
run back. You run back to the bunker to find someone, to find her screaming at someone inside to show themselves. You run to the side of the bunker and peer in to see a man, tall and gaunt-looking, pointing a double-barrel shotgun at Sheriff McCreet.
Drop your weapon or you'll get double-barreled.
The man says.
That's Sheriff McKeet for you.
You think?
Oh, okay. Always making friends with the bad guy.
This is your
Nice.
internal monologue. You're thinking this.
Yeah.
But why would I think that? What? She's being threatened at gunpoint.
You're so beaten down by this horrible world that you just have nothing but
Would you say that it's
one-liners
bleak,
left.
Jack?
I would actually
Hey,
say
oh
that.
man,
yes.
I got ahead of the game there.
Yeah.
All right.
This world friends are just people who point guns at you.
I feel like this is a holdover from the film
How?
noir.
How all great friendships begin.
Gunpoint. Oh, God.
That's how I met Jesse.
At gunpoint?
Yes.
It's like, let me on this show or I'll fucking shoot you.
All right.
You peer around the corner and ready yourself to charge in and take down the tall man. The AI's really been big on these adjectives about people.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
what
a
was it
visual-
last
Tall.
week?
It's a visual
Gaunt.
genre, a visual medium.
That's true.
Yeah,
Gives a lot
yeah.
for Noah to work with.
I'm gonna paint that picture.
Boy, howdy, it does. Especially when I make choices and then the AI makes other choices.
You thinking he might be short, and then you got. Side.
Well, no, it's been funny because earlier when I was drawing them in the vehicle, I had it where Sheriff was driving, and then it was like, so while you drive, and Sheriff sits in the passenger seat. I
It's
was
a
just
British
like,
car.
I'm waiting for the classic "What do we do?" female character line to come out for.
Oh,
the
God.
sheriff.
Come on.
What do we
shit.
do?
AI used to be so bad at that. It's better at it
was.
now.
It was-
but
it was bad.
yeah.
I know,
The
but
sidekick
I'm-
was always just, so what do we do now, main character?
Yes. Let's see where it goes.
You peer around the corner and ready yourself for the charge. Charge in and take down the tall man. Yeah, that classic move, the charge in and take down the tall man.
Tall man. Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's do that. The old standby.
You recognize the gaunt figure as Fred Gatt, the dreamy-eyed leader of the Brampton
Ooh, okay.
Bandits.
Oh, he's dreamy-eyed.
That's
All
something
right.
that the AI came up with during world building, and it's hilarious. So
All right.
don't know why.
He looks just like the wanted posters up in Jasper. Sheriff McCreet holds her hands up and leans against the wall out of breath.
Should have made some noise so I could find you.
She
Wow. Chewing the scenery there. That was great.
really honoring the ellipses.
Thank you.
Oh, that's that theatrical training for you.
I was trained.
trained,
Just so
yeah.
you know.
I was trained.
Classically trained, I could tell.
I've been laying low for a while. I've had a few run-ins with those Jasper folks.
Gatt says.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
She is talking friendly with this guy, sort of, at least, it seems to me.
It's that kind of rapport that you have between criminal and
So
and law.
this isn't the
Sure.
first time they've had altercations.
Yeah, but like we're trying to find him, obviously, bring him in.
Yeah.
We have had two do something stupid's brought up. People really want to incorporate stuff into the plot. One from King of Autumn says, "In this side of Jasper, we face the most dangerous beings this climate change disaster has brought us, which is zombies, but not just any zombies. This world calls them Crispies. They're burnt to high hell zombies who can set your skin ablaze with a single bite." I think of somebody who's just, it's horrifying. The other one is Red Gamer Soul says that we should be saved by an anti-hero with a chip on their shoulder with a prosthetic badass arm.
All right.
So,
Jesse,
if you want to
get on that.
something.
Yeah, all right, sure. You guys just talk amongst yourselves while I weave that expertly together.
We should be maybe finding our end of Act 1 soon. How are we going to...
Well, it feels like this guy's our bad guy,
Mm-hmm.
our main antagonist, so he's got to escape so we have somewhere to go later. Let's see here. What other important things happened in the first act of a story? Help me out. I had a note here somewhere and I've lost it. We need to quick to accomplish tasks. We need to find our medical supplies.
Does he have the medical supplies behind
Oh,
him?
yeah, he does. He's got all the medical supplies.
He's got every medical supplies. That's
Every medical
Gat
supply.
for you. Fred Gat,
Gat.
medical hoarder.
There's Fred Gat.
Fred Gat. Dreamy-eyed Fred Gat.
So why is the sheriff, Parmita, suddenly gasping for breath?
So dreamy?
Because he's so dreamy.
Take your breath away.
Oh my God.
Oh, dear.
Look at those eyes.
Literally can't breathe.
Oh,
She hasn't
Christ.
seen a dreamy-eyed gat for so long.
That's a strange turn of phrase you have there.
Yeah. How long have they been pursuing one another? Is this one of those Mr. and Mrs. Smith situations?
It does feel, you know what? I feel like there's something going on. There's a history. Might not be romantic, but there's something going on. Who knows?
Well, look
mean,
at
the
those
AI took a
dreamy
moment
eyes
to-
Noah's
Yeah.
drawing.
Mentioning those dreamy eyes.
I gotta
Oh,
see.
wow. Noah, the
Oh,
fact
wow.
he doesn't have a nose is quite scary
You know
to
what?
me.
I
Maybe
like
old
him
Voldemort.
without a nose. Oh no, here comes the nose.
Do you want the nose? What's the ruling on the nose?
Has his nose been, sheared off in a
His nose
climate disaster?
was burned off by a crispy.
He's actually evolved to not have a nose.
Oh, with
wow.
all the horrible
Just
smells that happen in climate.
One nostril. Like a
Just
snowman.
Wait, no, he's just.
There it is. Good old pinhole Fred Gat, they call him.
He's like beautiful and just.
You can
has
put him on a
terrible
record.
nose.
He can put him on a turntable.
The truth is, though, it's only just made his face even more symmetrical.
It's true.
A single
Those
freckle
eyes do
that's-
all the heavy lifting for his good
Also
looks,
his
in my
nose.
opinion.
Oh no! Now he looks like some sort of goofy movie fan fiction. No. No.
Hat?
Cease and desist.
Noah
Alright,
was
we
looking
have
through my internet
text
history, I think.
Well, we got text.
We got text.
Thank God. Get rid of it, Noah.
Look,
Stop.
those eyes distract from a lot. You falter mid-charge. You're about to rush forward and tackle Gat when you realize that behind him is a mountain of medical supplies. Clearly, he was hoarding them. That's not what stops you, though. Lying beside the supplies is a charred corpse. A crispy zombie.
I was using him as a guard dog.
Gat explains.
Well, that's one way of dealing with zombies.
You reply.
Better than my plan of running away from them.
Or getting trapped in a silo and letting a giant snake eat them.
Your creed has many layers.
There's a story there
Is there?
somewhere, but I don't want to
Somewhere.
unpack
Put a
it.
pin in that, Sheriff, and talk about it later.
You
You
called
almost
me a
forgot
pin?
that the sheriff was there. She wasn't making much noise, just panting from exhaustion.
Well, clearly it was the screaming then. It was just the
Yeah.
screaming
Yeah,
for attention.
she made a
Caused the
lot of
panting.
noise.
Yeah.
Ah! Ah! Show yourself. Are we getting
Oh my
close to the end of our first act? I don't know how to.
Yeah,
wrap
I'm gonna
this
make
one up.
I'm gonna make a sort of cliffhanger threat to him that
Oh,
we
there
need
we
that
go.
supplies, and we're gonna do whatever it takes to get it.
Nice, classic.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Love it.
Wow. So he had a crispy zombie as a guard dog, but now it's charred. Does anyone else get the impression that our protagonist is a bit of a wet blanket? He doesn't really do much.
I'm trying to give him a badass line here to redeem his character, but he's probably just going to change it to like, oh, okay, you can keep that stuff. I peed my pants.
In the meantime, Country Buns has redeemed Backstory Corner and would like to know the story behind Sheriff McKeith's giant snake statement. So if Parmita
So
and
would
Eric, you
I.
want to take this one away, yeah. What's the story here, briefly?
Okay, what do we have here? Silo, snake, okay. I'm guessing these snakes evolved to, you know, Aladdin, the end of Aladdin, there's a giant, snake that does the
Jafar?
eating.
Jafar turns into
Does
it, yeah?
Jafar turn into a snake?
Yeah,
he does.
Snake,
That
yeah.
literally
Yes.
haunted me in my nightmares as a child for many years.
I loved it.
It's very potent. So anyways, evolution of snakes. There's a snake pit somewhere in Banff, maybe, and
Banff is just a snake pit.
it
Snake
has
pit's
turned
Banff.
into a snake pit. And Sheriff was going through there one day. Big ol' horde of zombies where, there's nothing you can do one by one to kill them. So she had to do, she was in her car, had to do a jump over a ramp of some sort of
Oh, wow.
snakes, maybe.
Okay.
And then as, the car jumps over the snake pit, all the zombies fall into the snake's pit. I don't, I'm
Wow.
not entirely sure what a silo is, so I just
The
left
silo,
that
a silo is
story.
what you keep grain in a farm, a giant
Oh, okay,
round
well,
building.
forget about that. That didn't
No,
happen.
the silo is
It was
on
the
its
s-
side. Snakes writhing out of it. She jumped the
A silo is basically an inverted pit, really. So it makes
Oh,
sense.
yeah,
it's
there you
it's
go.
an up
Checks
pit.
out.
Yeah,
It
It's a
checks
pit
out.
of upness.
That was the ramp.
Canada's snake.
Yeah.
All right, take it away.
All right. You say.
All right, Gat. Crispy zombie or not, we need that supplies for Jasper, and we're not leaving without them. Your choice. We can do this the easy way or the hard way.
If you need something, just ask.
At nods.
Oh, that's
All right,
nice.
I'm doing it the easy way.
Leave my friends here.
Look at the hillbilly's corpse. His neck is twisted at an odd angle. He's missing an eye. Looks like Gad had a less than friendly encounter with him.
I think you've already done enough torture for one day.
Sheriff McCreech says, shaking her head.
Ooh.
Does Sheriff McCreech take action?
I hope she does. Parmita, what would you want the sheriff to do?
Do we have any suggestions? I'm at a loss with this character, I have to say.
Make a
Well,
bold choice.
Yeah. What's
What did
what's
she-
her
what
way
did
of
she do?
solving problems?
I'm gonna say that I want to bring in magic, that she animates the zombies somehow.
Ow.
But
That's bold.
what if it's an antidote, or she's got something in her pocket that she
What-
sprinkles on the zombies?
Or the zombie is chained, right?
Oh, it's alive. It's ready to go. She unchains the zombie. Done.
Yeah, like she's got a hammer, right? Could
Yeah.
she hammer the pin for the
Yeah,
zombie?
the crowbar.
You guys are
yeah.
good at this. That's
Yeah.
it. That's
we
what
do this
happens.
every week. This is a majority of her life.
We're here to help.
Long form improv. You can't remember everything.
You don't bother.
No. So that's what she does. She breaks free the zombie with the hammer. What happens next?
People
Sets it
are,
on
however,
Gad.
yelling about snake magic.
Snake magic.
People are always yelling about something.
I like that. Some Jafar stuff can happen at some point. Going a little off
Before
genre.
Jafar just shows
That's what it's
up.
called, yeah.
Can that be like?
Have you
her-
guys done a Disney movie yet, or something like that?
We haven't.
Disney-
We're
No, we
afraid of the
haven't.
mouse.
I would love to do a musical.
Like princess movie. That would
Princess
be
movie.
pretty
Yeah. I think
cool.
we've done something similar, but it slowly became.
I mean, we kinda did.
terrifying.
We did
Yeah.
French Little Mermaid, sort of.
We did do French
Yeah,
Little
we
Mermaid.
did,
That was a
yeah.
weird one. Yeah, very existentialist. would
I
like
feel
to do
like
a
it's been a
classic
bit
Disney
since
movie.
we've really done like that kind of fantasy setting.
We got text. The sheriff whacks the zombie chain with her crowbar, releasing the vile creature. He lunges at Gat, who quickly shoots it in the head and kills it.
Oh,
While Gat's attention is on the dead zombie, who slowly edged to the back of the bunker.
What are you doing?
Sheriff McCreech whispers to you.
I have a plan.
You whisper back.
I'm gonna light this place up.
What?
Sheriff McCreech says.
And on that note of confusion,
Let's take an act break, I suppose. What could he possibly mean by "I'm gonna light this place up"?
gonna
We need
smoke
the
a bunch of
supplies.
doobie.
He's got a plan.
It's
We
all
don't know
medical
what it is.
marijuana.
Jesse's going to figure it out.
Yeah, fuck, oh god.
In the meantime, my friends, here at AI Dungeon Between Acts, we like to play a little bit of trivia. But not just any kind of trivia. We play a special little thematic bit of trivia. And this week, the world is going to end one day. You know it. I know it. Neil deGrasse Tyson, bless him, never shuts up about it. But how? Climate change, nuclear war, swallowed by the sun? Who's to say? Well, it turns out hundreds of thousands of people have attempted to predict the end times, and today I'm going to test your knowledge on who these people are and how they believed the end would come about. Let us begin. I'm going to ask you some questions, a little fill in the blank, a little bit of classic trivia. I would like you to, when you feel like you know the answer, buzz in by making the sound of inclement weather. We begin with our first question. Harold Camping has publicly predicted the end of the world as many as 12 times based on his interpretations of biblical numerology. Perhaps his most high-profile prediction was on May 21st, 2011, a date that he calculated to be what? So soft.
Did I hear some climate?
So
Was that some climate over there?
Inclement weather.
Was that
Wow.
sound of climate?
Climate's in the call?
Just keep making sounds.
Take it away.
Go.
The point of no
No,
return.
stop making sounds. Oh, he said that was the point of no return.
Yes. That's my guess. That's what I say.
So he says, according to the Bible, October 21st, 2011 is the point of no return.
That's right.
I love it. Anyone else?
This rain is rather harder than I would expected.
Classic.
Classic. I believe that was the date in which it was believed that everyone was just, or all the people that were worthy were going to just be snatched up and disappeared and into the rapture. That's the rapture date.
Classic, the rapture date. Anyone else want to give a guess?
Damn.
I assume it's not that bad.
It is not that, no.
It's not that.
Winds howling.
All right, Geralt.
He was predicting that was going to be biblically the release party for the latest One Direction album.
Wow.
Classic. Wow, visceral reaction.
That big ball of fire wasn't there yesterday. I don't know about that one. Anyway, it'll probably be fine. I think that it was the point of celestial convergence when the planets aligned in the Mayan calendar, and he believed that it was the cycle of their coming together, and then I don't know, some electromagnetic waves would destroy the entire universe.
No, sorry. I will say that Noah is the closest, as it was the anniversary of a biblical event. He predicted that May 21st, 2011, to be exactly 7,000 years after the first biblical flood. When the date, however, passed without incident, he declared his math to be off and pushed the end of the world to October 21st instead. Bring us to question 2.
That's nice.
It happens quite a bit.
Just push
yeah.
it back whenever
Very
you need
considerate
to.
of him. Yes.
Push it back a little bit more.
Taiwanese religious leader Han Ming-chen preached that God... Nope. Oh, yeah. Preached that... Okay, let me reread this. Guys, reading is hard. Taiwanese religious leader Han Ming-chen preached that God would appear on U.S. television channel 18 on March 25th, 1988, and announce what?
Oh, God, it's hot in here.
You can just go ahead
oh,
as soon
okay.
as you say. You don't need to wait for me to acknowledge.
I was just being polite, you know.
He was just commenting.
He was acknowledging that was the date in which the Berlin Wall was going to insist that Ronald Reagan be torn down.
The Berlin Wall was going to insist. All right. Sure. No. Incorrect.
I'm sorry. I'm busy typing.
Anyone else? He said that God would appear on television and announce something.
Wow. Who are you waving at? A big wave! Ah!
You got
Okay, myself. I don't know. Was it the Santa Claus naughty and nice list? We finally know who is.
No, it was
Finally.
not Santa Claus does naughty and nice list released.
I love the idea. I
Channel
love
18.
the idea that God was so just like, okay.
Look, That guy's been sitting up there for years telling no one.
Anyone else, please, dear God.
So hang on, I'm unclear of the climate sounds. Are we commenting on the climate, or are we the climate?
I said
guys?
Whatever
Never
you so
rules.
desire.
weather. Only whatever makes me angriest, it seems.
Okay. Hubba lubba dub dub.
Nice. Classic. There it is. Oh, wow. Oh, no.
It's a lot going on.
Thorax
So much
clay.
weather.
That's so inclement. What was that?
Everything. That was the whole.
It was amazing. You
occasion of
can't
it.
buzz in with anything else. This better be a good answer.
Yes. So God appears on television and says, "Surprise! You're being pranked. This is all being televised live to a whole nother situation."
You just got.
Oh, okay. The universe is the Truman Show, to which God is the producer.
Thank
And
you,
he's letting
yes.
us all know.
You've been
That's
canceled.
bold. You've been canceled.
Damn,
It's a bold
cancel
claim.
culture.
And unfortunately, we're gonna have to move on from this.
We picked up by another studio, but they canceled it.
Ratings have just been down.
I'm giving you 5 seconds. Anyone else can buzz, even if you've answered already. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. I'm gonna I'm gonna give the point to Parmita because it's just that weird as well. He came on television to say that he would descend to Earth the following week in physical form identical to Chen. The following year, he prophesied humanity would be destroyed by devil spirits and floods, and followers could be spared by buying their way aboard spaceships disguised as clouds sent to rescue them.
Jesus.
Yeah, you know what?
Whoa.
What works, you know? He's a
How many
pretty clever
people
dude.
bought it?
It doesn't say. I'm
Probably
assuming
enough.
nobody.
And did he appear on television again saying those things?
I hope so.
Hey
I hope
guys,
that
remember
he
me?
hijacked
God?
Silent one day.
Yeah.
Question 3. This is the last one, unless we have a bonus. Depends on the tiebreaker, which is physically impossible with 3 questions. Anyways.
Good thinking.
Because the Bible calls 666 the number of the beast, many Christians in the 17th century Europe feared the end of the world in the year 1666. What tragic event in September of that year was seen as the beginning of the end?
Oh, hot. Oh, this mountain, so hot. Ah, God. Ah!
This man climbing Everest.
That was a volcano, Jack. Because the answer was that same volcano which destroyed Voltaire's town, right?
No.
No, fuck.
You're so close.
I'm so close.
So close.
Was it the mudslide? The
Nope.
mudslide?
Nope.
Ah, oh my God, mudslide. Ah.
All right.
I'm gonna go with because volcano was close, so clearly the event that started the end of the world was actually the publishing of the first folio of the complete works of William Shakespeare.
Oh. Anyone else, please, dear God. Oh, God! Cthulhu! Parmita, go ahead.
Nice one, Jesse. I was about to say the French production of the first French production of As You Like It. Something along the. It was the first instance.
I will say Erica's close in that
I
it is
get that.
it was a natural, not natural, but
Yeah.
All
certainly
right. Well,
yes.
okay. Yeah.
France is natural.
You're right.
Yeah.
You've been to France, Jesse.
Yes, and it's a disaster.
It's au natural, as they say.
It was a tsunami.
No.
It was a hailstorm.
Was
It
it with
was-
the frogs rain when a tornado came and sucked up all the frogs and they ran down on?
That is pretty
No,
biblical.
it was not. Let's say it was a disaster that was caused by human error.
The Great Fire of London.
That's the one.
Oh.
There it is. Point goes to you. Well done. Yes, the Great
Not
Fire of
assisted
London.
in any way. That came
Not in
right
no
from
way
That came
whatsoever.
right from my thoughts.
It actually destroyed much of the city, including 18 parishes and 10,000 houses, but only about 10 people died, despite the massive property damage. That's kind of fun. Here's a bonus question that I kind of wanted to throw out because it made me laugh. What was the hottest commodity in 1910 following what is known as the Halley Comet Panic?
Gas masks.
Telescopes?
I'm going to give it to you, Eric. Very close. It was bottled air.
Bottled air, because they were
Very
very
air.
when Halley's Comet was coming, they were really, really afraid, and there was a whole bunch of sensationalism that we would pass through the tail of the comet
Yes.
People were very afraid that would be horrible. It would completely destroy the atmosphere
Noxious
and poison
space
us all.
gases. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
We
sorry,
actually
that's
did passing through the
That's
tail.
a P.T.
And,
Barnum moment. Like, I'm gonna sell these
happened.
suckers
Some
bottled air.
Yes. But
Well done.
but people bought that en masse. People were really, really,
Sure
really
did.
afraid. Yeah.
People were scared. I leave you with one last thought. A quote from Henry Emmons, who believed that Christ would return to Earth in 1844. He said, "I waited all Tuesday, and dear Jesus did not come. I lay prostrate for 2 days without any pain, sick with disappointment." Hilarious.
Chestnut.
What a barrel of laughs those Christians are.
So looking at the points, it looks like Parmita has 2, Eric has 1, Noah has 1. Parmita, how did you get 2 points?
I have to say, I read the chat. That's how I got 2 points.
That's cheating, and thusly, as a cheater, we will give you more work to do. Parmita,
I've been
you have
disqualified.
60 seconds. 60
Oh,
seconds starting now to give me, not now, sorry, I'll give you 60 seconds in a moment to give us a full recap from the beginning to now of the entire story. Are you ready? On your mark,
Yes.
get
All
set,
right.
go.
We are in a desolate wasteland. Sheriff McCuiet is not taking any shit. Our lead doesn't really know what's going on. We found a man named Gat. He's got the medical supplies and the zombies. Next, we don't know what's going to happen. And so far, not a lot of information has been revealed other than the sheriff does random things and Gat's got the medical supplies. We'll see what happens next.
Well, you have 32 seconds left, so if you want to fill it with anything fun, please feel free.
Plug your
I guess.
Spotify.
Yes. Anyway, follow me on Spotify. You'll find. Sheriff's got no nose.
All right, we'll leave it there. Well, you
Sheriff has
suffered
a
enough.
nose. Mr. Dreamy-eyed.
He's got a button
Dreamy-eyed
nose.
no-nose has a
Yep.
button nose.
Wait. Okay.
Mysterious P would like to redeem something stupid before we keep reading, which says the reason it was so easy to light the bunker up is somewhat caused to the Brampton beer explosion of 3 weeks ago. Also, everything Brampton related is sticky and or strongly smells of molasses.
Yeah, but what about the
I've
story,
already-
Mysterious P?
Yeah.
Whoa, it's a dig on
I've
Brampton.
already worked in how it explodes, but we can retcon that instead of what it is,
please.
it's
I
filled
will-
with that beer. So you'll see in a moment.
You slowly point to a gas canister on the table of the
Beer
medical
canister.
the medical supplies sit on. Sheriff McKeet nods, understanding. In one swift moment, she pushes the table as you kick over the beer canister, spilling all the beer onto the crispy zombie, which bursts into flame. It's the apocalypse. Beer is a lot higher alcohol content.
Yeah.
The fire quickly spreads to the wall next to it, and lights next to it, and then the roof. You and Sheriff McKeet exit the bunker and watch as the entire complex burns down, turning into a funeral pyre for all those trapped in slavery.
Holy shit.
3 of you stand in silence and watch as flames engulf the bunker.
Sorry, guys, I'm lost. Is it me? Where am I?
It's right at the end.
Let's get back to Jasper.
Sheriff McKeet says.
I want some rest.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Oh, it's pretty rad.
That funeral
So-
pyre line was crazy.
That was pretty cool.
Wow, like so is that the secret? The Brampton bandits have been keeping slaves to brew this what they call beer, but is
It's
basically
actually
just
Molotov. And I think
really
they're actually the Crispies, these mindless, burnt husks of man
That-
that we finally set free.
well, we burned.
Well, he burned.
But
Burned
maybe
more.
it'll be our
More burnt.
hubris. Maybe they'll come back out of the ashes and turn into big
Oh, no.
zombie Crispies.
We have some more text. Go ahead, lovely. Please, take it away. I want to know what happens.
Only one problem. Your tire is still bust.
Ah,
Thankfully, Sheriff McKeet has the tools to change it in her car.
Well, why didn't we do that in the first place?
Oh, yeah.
Because there was someone shooting a gun at you.
Right, I guess.
And
Yeah.
we wanted the guy to fix it. We didn't want to do it ourselves.
yeah,
It's
right.
true, yeah.
You break it, you'll fix it.
Are you sure you can drive with that concussion?
Yes,
Be fine.
she replies, climbing into the driver's seat. You and Gat sit in the back seat. as
Hold
the
on,
car
wait, no,
pulls.
he's not invited.
Yeah, I think we got to retcon Gat into. He's
Just-
dead, right?
Yeah, we can sit in the back seat while she drives, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because everything else was
Ah.
cool.
You sit in the back seat as the car pulls out of the silo parking lot. Something catches your eye. A lone zombie shambles in front of the abandoned silo, staring longingly at you.
Oh no! When did this become a
Oh.
zombie story?
Well,
Oh.
since when we got it redeemed that there were zombies, Jack.
That's fair.
That was exactly the moment, actually. Then you say,
Shit.
you blurt out an expletive, and Sheriff McKeat hits the brakes. The car screeches to a halt. You slam into the front seat.
Whoa! I'm in the front seat.
No cursing in this car.
Come
Language!
on now.
Are you all right?
Sheriff McKeat asks. You quickly
Fine.
scramble out of the car and drive your revolver.
It's just a zombie.
Sheriff McKeat says.
We could run him over, or I could get out and shoot him.
The zombie doesn't react.
Of course it doesn't.
Geez, Sheriff McKeat, a real onion, you know?
Yeah, let's unpack just their
Yeah.
relationship a little bit. Who is she?
Yeah.
A lone adventurer lost off in the world?
Tamer
Like I
of
said,
silo snakes and
The reason I say shell of a human is because it feels like like the way that I'm reading it, like serious sidekick who is just really moody and doesn't necessarily have a
right.
reason to be so moody. But hey,
It's just who she is.
maybe we'll learn some. You know, we learned a bit about the snakes, so maybe we'll get some more.
you say,
I'd be violating my Hippocratic oath if I just let this poor fellow burn. Maybe we can save them. I don't want to waste the time or gas, but I don't want to just leave these people to die.
We wouldn't be wasting gas if you hadn't picked that bunker to loot in the first place.
Sheriff McKeat says,
Jeez, come on.
wow.
It was my idea. I acknowledge.
Sure was.
She thinks about it for a moment.
We're heading back to Jasper. If we're quick, we might be able to save some of these folks.
You nod. She has a heart. She
Yeah.
knows.
So, yes, where did these doctoring abilities come in? Do we think from our protagonist here?
I mean,
Maybe
he
he's
learned
got
it
a-
apparently from another doctor.
Yeah, in my
So I don't know
apartment
how good they
complex.
are. Mm.
Yeah, well, but now we can try and save these people. Go back to Jasper, try and find a cure for the fire zombies.
That's what I want to see.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fun. In the meantime, while he types, King of Autumn has redeemed a backstory corner asking, Fred Gatt, is he on his own, or is he a henchman to the warlord of Brampton, known as the Driver? Any answers? Any
I
thoughts?
believe the driver was from Toronto, weren't they? We can get our pin.
Be a warlord.
The Children of
Brampton.
the Tornado.
Children of the Tornado.
But he could be part of that faction as well.
He's just
They're
a
always-
lonely man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe the Children of Tornado are leaving these zombies in their wake as they drive through the prairies.
Oh, for anyone who missed Monday, as well as myself and Parmita, who are the Children of the Tornado?
Children of the Tornado, Jack, are a group of marauding Mad Max gang who drive a convoy across the prairies, worshipping the giant tornadoes that form after the climate crisis happened. Their leader, the driver, drives a giant cement mixer, ever turning, ever mixing, as a tornado does. Souped up, of course, and just roaring across with big flames.
Wow,
This is totally sick.
sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And a lot of it was done with practical effects. It was really cool.
They call
All
it
right, we got
Toronto, right?
We got text.
Okay, sorry, I want to know more.
Well, maybe we'll find out.
Ah!
Against your better judgment, you climb back into the car. You watch out the back window as the zombie shrinks in the distance. Feel a knot twist in your stomach as you leave the poor, burning person behind. You watch as the endless road rolls by. Miles and miles of grassland stretch to the horizon. A glint of light catches your eye. And you watch as a car drives through the sprawling fields.
You see that?
You ask?
Maybe they know what's going on.
It's just a car.
Sheriff McKeat says.
Keep your eyes open for the people from that bunker, please.
Sheriff, people
It's a
drive
car.
Cars.
We're the only car for miles.
It's just a
What,
car.
you never seen a car before? We're literally in one right now, Doc.
Red Gamer Soul has once again mentioned that they would like the anti-hero with the chip on their shoulder and the badass prosthetic arm to show up at some point.
I agree that would be awesome. But I just want to point out that these are some very defined character flaws that both of us have.
Yes. One of which is we see something and we need to know how to help it in the best way possible.
But we're very ineffectual and take no action on it. And then the character who is perfectly capable of taking action has become so apathetic during this entire crisis.
Very poor judgment, very unresponsive.
If you're lucky, I don't know how to drive, or else, God.
You say.
Sheriff, we've been the only people in this land for months. That's a car potentially filled with people.
We don't know that.
Sheriff Keats says.
But if it is, they're looters. We need to get home and warn everyone about the show tonight. Not stop for strays.
We have a show
Watch
tonight.
the car gets closer and closer. As it gets to within 100 feet of you, you can make out a large logo on the side. A cartoon werewolf head in front of a full moon with a crescent moons in the eyes. What does that
Who is
mean?
it?
What does it mean, Jesse?
Who are
I know
they?
exactly what this means.
Wait, do you know what this means? Is this something the AI generated, or is this a new thing?
It's connected to something the AI generated.
What? Oh, I'm so excited. I mean, the sheriff sees the car moving, talks about the show tonight. What is the show? Is that just like the general, like, positive term of, like, we're going to be attacked, or is there an actual show?
So we're called AI Dungeon Crawlers. It's a show that we did.
No! Help me.
I like Country Bun says, Gaston says, look, a cache of medical supplies. Then Mickey says, it's just medical supplies. That's cute.
You don't know that. It could be poison.
It could be looters.
It could be looters.
It could be. Oh.
I gotta say that Sheriff McGee's voice, Parmita, sounds like every hard-ass sheriff in like a top-down isometric RPG video game. Like, there's always that character
sure.
that's like, I don't know, like
Just
Wasteland
this
or
kind of
Fallout. Yeah, just
Nothing,
like, I don't
never
care
just
less about
speaking on their voice.
No, never on
For Christ's
voice.
sake.
I'm actually a bit unwell. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, exactly.
Lost your voice in the crisis.
In the crisis.
The
They took my
voice
voice from
crisis.
me. And my care. Now
Oh,
I
no!
get 0 fucks.
You'd recognize that Wolfmobile anywhere. It's a car from the Toronto fleet, one of the driver's henchmen.
Damn it, Sheriff! Floor it!
You yell.
It's the bloody Huntress!
Sheriff McKeat steps on the accelerator. The car shoots forward, and peters out after a moment.
No!
Sorry.
Sheriff McKeat says,
All this car does is accelerate. It doesn't seem to have any other gears.
it doesn't have a coast gear, it just has an accelerator.
Just accelerates. So you actually have to like keep kind of feathering your way
accelerating
to your
till the engine
destination.
dies. It goes.
You kind of kick it a few times, and then it gets the gear back in, and you just keep accelerating for a while.
You watch as the werecar slows down and comes to stop beside you. A door opens, revealing the driver, a dark-haired man wearing a blood-spattered butcher's apron. Oh my God, it's the most terrifying Honda Civic on the plain.
Is this an end of an act, or do we have some more things that we want to try? and do
Well,
before
I'm going to do a reveal of a character that we've been waiting to see for quite a long time.
Oh, the one-armed anti-hero.
Oh, it's the one-armed
Yes.
anti-hero.
Could it be?
Didn't we say? What did you guys say? The Bloody Huntress? What did you call her?
That was the
bloody Huntress.
Bloody Huntress was in the car, right?
I think the
The
car is
Huntress-
called the Bloody Huntress, maybe.
Oh, and the Bloody Huntress
Because
isn't
all
this
the cars have
middle-aged man
names.
in a
I see.
in a butcher's apron.
The Were car. The Bloody Huntress.
I'm
like
just
it.
scrolling back so that I get the description of this character exactly right. There we go. An anti-hero
Wait,
with a
dark
chip
red-
on their shoulder with a prosthetic badass arm.
Yes, the arm needs to be badass. That's very important.
I mean, it's a great prosthetic arm, but like really, it is a badass. Like you can't sit on it at all.
So
And
flat.
Very uncomfortable.
Oh.
He's tried many times.
Yeah, but
He had to make it himself. There's no such things in this apocalyptic climate world.
climate world.
Climate world.
We lost our good asses in the crisis.
Crisis. The crisis.
Crisis.
The one that took my voice and all the good asses.
Yes.
The butcher, a dark-haired man, dark-haired man wearing blood-spattered butcher's apron. A dark-haired man raises his arms. The dark-haired man raises his arms, gripping a large butcher's axe.
Don't your butchers use giant, like, executioner's axes?
Style axes. Yes.
You guys need
But
a
when
better
it's
butcher.
really tough meat, we bring out the butcher's axe. You notice the glint of metal under one of his sleeves. Metal flanges and onyx ridges adorn his prosthetic arm. It's badassery. Almost blinding.
Hiya, kids. What do you think? Is it a keeper, or should we keep searching?
It's badass. No, it's good. It's good. Can we get some alts just in case? The producer down the line is
Let's
unsure.
Let's send them a couple of options.
All right.
Yeah,
Why don't you take the narration again?
Can
Here.
I just
B
get
take
that,
and a C
that
take,
line,
yeah.
that line
Metal flanges and onyx ridges adorn the prosthetic arm. Its badassery is almost blinding.
Hiya, kids!
The man smiles.
Me? Miss me?
Got really
All right,
into
all right.
karate in the 90s. Owned his own dojo for a while.
Everyone
called
had a
Hiya,
life before
kids.
this.
Before this, he was a karate instructor.
Yes.
He's actually
children.
still in his gi. Yeah.
The
We
crisis
thought it was a
changed
butcher's
us
apron.
all.
It's all that's left.
Also, the narration that follows just makes the reading of that line so much better.
Okay, the butcher steps out of his car. He covered with blood.
God.
Not like covered in blood, like every part of him is made of blood. It's like he went to go find the bloodiest piece on Earth and absorbed it into his body. You watch as that hideous, demonic smile stretches across his face.
Well?
He asks.
I feel like we're putting a lot on this man. He just really wants a
mean-
good barbecue and a nap.
I mean, you interrupted
'cause he
our
enjoys-
drive, man, not the other way around.
What is that line? It's like he went to find the bloodiest place on Earth and absorbed it into his body.
It's very, subjective for an AI.
But it's not like every part of him is made of blood. He's just absorbed a lot of
Just
it.
a lot of it. Mr. Life is asking, is he a cannibal? But I think they made it pretty clear that he didn't absorb it. It's not made of it.
He's
No,
not
it's like
he
he
No,
absorbed
he
it.
he did absorb it. He
It's
found
like he absorbed it.
He's not made of it, but he did absorb it.
Suspicious.
Interesting.
You say.
Well, what?
Well, folks, we're in the middle of a whole bunch of nothing. I guess there's only one thing we can do. What's that?
Sheriff McKeat asks.
Wait and see.
He says, grinning. The butcher walks towards you. He stares at you and Sheriff McKeat, rubbing his chin with his metal hand.
Oh my God.
What's gonna happen?
I don't know. I think we should,
Can we just hit enter?
yeah.
Watch him be
looking
like,
at the drawing,
"Hi,
he does-
kids," again.
Oh my God.
He does look like some karate instructors that I've known.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. How familiar are you with karate instructors?
Well, I've got some loved ones who take karate classes.
I'm sorry for your loss.
All right.
The butcher walks towards you. He stares at you and Sheriff McKeat, rubbing his chin with his metal hand. He looks at the ground, then back at you. He reaches his hand out.
Give me the map.
No.
Say defiantly.
Give me the goddamn paper.
He screams, charging towards you.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's those crazy other senseis can turn on a dime and just be so intimidating.
Oh, somebody peed
don't-
in my pants.
You don't have much chance to react. The butcher knocks Sheriff McKeat aside with his meaty meaty arm.
Got the metal arm
Got
and the
metal
meaty
arm and meaty arm. Yeah.
Call them metal and meat. They're my two best friends.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Sending her tumbling to the truck. What map? What map
my
does he
God.
want? Do we know about the map?
I don't know.
Potentially, we have a map to the area because that's how we knew where to go to get supplies, right?
Or maybe he thinks we have a map. We
Maybe
don't.
we have no
right?
idea what he's talking about.
What do the Twister people want? They want a map to the greatest Twister area of all.
Tornado
so many
Alley.
dots on the floor.
They want to get to Kansas.
Get to Kansas.
They
Tornado Alley.
didn't know they're going all the way to the west instead of south.
Oh.
They heard it was in the Midwest, so we just kept going west.
You say?
I don't have any damn map. So take that.
You hold up your hands, stammering and desperately trying to tell the truth.
I don't have any damn map. I swear to God, I don't have a map. We only just found a map a few hours ago. Oh shit! Wait, we didn't find a map a few hours ago. Oh, damn it!
I'm just
Sheriff,
trying to tell
help!
you what you want. The butcher stares at you, his gold eyes going from your head down to your toes and sweeping across every part in between. He stares at you for a long time.
This is the fan fiction.
You think he can see right through you, probably to all your juicy innards.
You're
'Cause he's a cannibal.
lying.
He says softly.
Somehow this choice is more terrifying.
Oh,
The idea that he's just like just a happy dad.
dude.
Yeah.
Who just turns on a dime. Oh God.
Just a guy. Jesus Christ.
Just
I kind of. Do we
wants
just
to
want to
grill.
hit?
Too real.
Do we
just
want
wants
to hit
to
enter?
grill,
Just wants
grill
to-
you with the front of his car.
Oh.
Le grill.
Can we hit enter, or
Yeah.
did you say something of
No,
one
I hit
liner?
enter.
I can always tell when someone's lying.
Brings his face to your face, staring deep into your eyes.
Ooh.
Where is the map?
I swear to God.
He smiles and nods.
Aha.
He says, pulling a small revolver from his belt. You have to think of something quick.
Act break.
What's the
God.
what's the moment? It's the moment where you have to try and be brave
Yeah.
before the end of Act 2. Your
This
big
is your
character
first
moment.
Yeah, the big character moment. This is the moment where, for the first time, you take action into your own hands. The sheriff is down and out over on the car next to you. This man's standing over you with a big meaty arm.
Wait,
gun.
blowing up a bunker wasn't enough of taking action? I gotta do this too?
yeah,
Oh,
you
man!
did- You did blow up a bunker.
You made the
Oh,
sheriff
boy.
do it though. You kicked the thing to the sheriff.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You made
You
them
just
up.
said,
I
have a
kicked the
plan.
canister onto the zombie. They just pushed the supplies out of the way. But yes, I
Well,
will
you
think of
wouldn't-
something quick. I just have to think of it first.
No, Jesse. You've got 5 seconds. At the end of just 5 seconds, you got to tell me what you're doing. 4, 3, 2, 1. I guess we're just hitting enter. Here we go.
Nope, I did.
You did something? Oh no!
Oh, he
no!
crumbled, he
Ah, you
crumbled.
big
Oh,
fraud.
You
dog.
said character-defining moment. You didn't say it had to be a good moment.
It's true.
You say.
Oh, here, take it!
You reach into your pocket and take out the crumpled map.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh, right.
The end, I guess.
All right.
You reach into your pocket and take out the crumpled map. You hold it out, offering it to him.
Here you go! It's all yours.
The butcher takes it from you, looking down at the map. After a few seconds of studying it, he looks up at you.
It's the wrong one.
He says softly.
You're not very good at this.
I'm sorry.
The butcher walks away from you, staring down at the map.
Sounds like he's bluffing. What does that mean? Somebody help me. He's taking the
No,
map.
I know exactly what's going on.
Uh-oh. Okay. Care to
Oh.
share with the class?
I'll share it with the AI.
Oh no. Scared.
Dun, dun, dun,
How's
dun, 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 dun.
how's the sheriff doing in the meantime?
Watching. Over it.
Oh,
Seen this a million times.
Oh God. I'll stay out of this one. I know what happened
just
last time.
another ex-karate instructor demanding a map from a doctor.
You've seen it once. You've seen it at least twice.
The butcher walks away from you, staring down at the map. While he's momentarily distracted, you jump onto the truck, gun the engines, and drive the hell away from there. You drive for hours, unsure of which way to turn. You're stuck in the wilderness with no food or water. You've left the sheriff behind.
Oh no! No! Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
You'll ever get out of this. What did he? That's very much what you did, though.
No shit. I thought she was in the truck because she got pushed into it.
No, not in,
You got
not
pushed
physically.
into it.
Literally
She didn't
into
get
it.
pushed. with the
All right.
open
Well,
door.
you guys have a much better mind's eye than I do.
Please keep reading.
I'm not mad that we've moved on from the sheriff, I have to say.
Sheriff had it coming. Let's be honest.
This is great. You find your get out of this, but there might be hope yet. You find yourself driving through a barren desert. The sun beats upon that empty road, and there's not a soul around. Not a soul. Unless you count the tiny carcasses lining the road.
There's an act break.
That's an act
accurate.
break if ever I've heard one.
The one
Damn.
Kia Soul that's been abandoned.
You see, I took inspiration from the fact that the AI told us that our usual plan of dealing with zombies is to run away from them. So when I was
Yeah.
in danger, I ran away
We did.
in a
I
car.
bet
I think we got to
we've
take a
abandoned.
big drink, though, for how bleak that ended.
That's a very
Oh,
bleak
yeah.
image. Yeah, drink up,
That was
everybody.
kind of ideal climate disaster act imagery.
That's
Yeah.
pretty, yeah. Kanji Bun says, tiny carcasses. Oh no! The gnomes! Gnome genocide!
Gnome genocide, no!
Oh, God, Jesus
As
Christ.
actually, Jack, it's gnome genocide, but
Oh,
I'm sorry. That was
all right, friends, I'm gonna put it up to a vote. Do you guys want to play I like my, or fortunately, unfortunately? A quick little speedy round of something while Jesse does some typing. Either of these fun little games. Just call them out.
we haven't done I like my for a while.
We have not. That sounds fun.
Right.
In that case, we'll do. Parmita, have you ever played I like my?
You'll catch on.
You'll catch on pretty quick. It's pretty fast.
Yeah.
So Noah, think of a apocalyptic word of some kind, post-apocalyptic
Noun
word.
has to be a
Noun, specifically a noun, a post-apocalyptic noun. Eric, you also think of a post-apocalyptic noun. Noah,
'Kay.
I like my.
Radiation.
Like I like my.
Syringes.
I like my radiation like I like my syringes.
Throbbing with
sterile.
an iridescent glow.
Oh, God.
Piercing?
Piercing radiation. Find some word association.
Coursing into my body.
Jesus, that's pretty good.
Don't. Oy.
Sharp.
Sharp.
Handled with care.
Far away from me.
In Chernobyl, where it belongs. All right, Parmita.
Okay.
Think of a post-apocalyptic noun.
Okay.
And Jesse, think of one as well. Here we go. Parmita, I like my...
Wasteland.
Like I like my...
Bunkers.
All right?
Shade of teal.
Wi-Fi enabled.
On fire.
Wi-Fi enabled. Everywhere you go, Rogers has got you connected.
Might be the apocalypse, but don't worry, we've got you covered.
And it'll still cost you $100 a month.
Rogers probably instigated the apocalypse, let's be honest.
It's
Yeah,
true.
it's been a money grab for them. Oh, dear.
All right, Eric, think of one. And Parmita, think of one as well. Eric, I like my...
Bombs.
Like I like my...
Acid.
Ooh.
Dropped
Basic.
frequently.
Dropped frequently.
It's pretty good.
Did you say basic?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. All right, let's do one more. Let's do Jesse and Noah. Jesse, I like my...
Carcasses. I'm just looking at Noah's drawing.
That's good. Carcasses, like I like my...
Gnomes.
I like my carcasses like I like my gnomes. Very
One and the
apocalyptic.
same.
Fictional.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's a nice
Oh,
less bleak.
That's a nice one. That's a good one to leave us out
Yeah,
on. Parmita, do
you
you
win,
have one more
Jesse.
you want to go for?
Inanimate?
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
also-
Come
yeah.
on. Leave the
wearing
gnomes alone.
wearing fun hats.
Oh,
That's a nice
hats.
one, hey?
That's a nice
Yeah.
one. I like that. That's good. Jesse, I'm going to give this one to you. You have 60 seconds.
Oh, crap.
Starting now.
All right. We went looking for supplies in the middle of... Is it a desert? I don't know. Everything's a desert because there's climate disasters constantly. Ourselves and our sheriff companion. We found a bunker, and of course we also found Fred Gatt, the dreamy-eyed leader of the Brampton Bandits. Inside the bunker, he had a crispy zombie. He was keeping it as a pet, or perhaps torturing it. We aren't sure. We tried to save the medical supplies, but we misjudged it when I lit a fire using the crispy zombie. The bunker exploded, and we drove away. But we were accosted by the Bloody Huntress, a car from the Toronto fleet. Out of the Bloody Huntress stepped the Butcher. He demanded to know where we were keeping the map. He pushed the sheriff away and grabbed us, yelling and screaming. We didn't know what to do. We gave in. We gave him the map. But it was the wrong map. But while he was distracted, we jumped in the car and we drove off. Like we always do, running away from our problems. But now we're miles away from the city, miles away from help, all alone in the wilderness with tiny gnome carcasses.
Oh, God. All right. Take us away.
You can't tell the time of the day from the sun. It seems to shine constantly after the most recent sun flare disaster. You're miles
pretty
away
bleak.
from Jasper.
Pretty bleak. Drink.
Pretty fucking bleak.
That's pretty good.
It seems to shine. You're miles away from Jasper. The children of the tornado cult could be lurking behind every hill. You've got to find shelter. And shelter is near. There's a small, ragged town ahead of you. Buildings look like they've been half buried by the sandstone that frequent the area. It almost looks like it's half buried itself. Residents must be used to sandstorms so much they don't bother cleaning the sand anymore. Who knows? Maybe they think it's beautiful. Well, one thing's for sure. You can't get help there.
That was
That's
awesome.
bleak, too.
That's
That
so
was
bleak.
nice.
Wow. Well
Wow.
read. Thank you.
How much of that did you write, Jesse?
Just up to you've got to find shelter.
Nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
the
What's
AI
this
is
town?
definitely developing a
Yes.
fear of the future.
If it wasn't afraid yet, now it is.
Yeah.
Misha Life is redeemed to do something stupid and would like one of the townspeople to be a man named Carl who believes that Bushmills whiskey is the cure for the zombies.
Well, that's a good guess, Misha Life, because Bushmills whiskey cures anything.
Christ. I thought, I was 300% certain that you just had the bottle at the ready. Just in
No, I
case.
finished that a month ago, and it's
Oh.
well recycled.
Good for you. Saving the climate.
Yeah,
Saving the climate.
Doing your part. Look,
doing my part.
Saving the
hey, it's 9:38, and I've had a lot of water to drink, okay?
Yeah, water, sure.
You half walk, half crawl through the sand dunes of the town.
Hello?
You call out.
Anyone?
You stumble upon a humble abode made of sandstone and dirt. It's unimpressive, but it's better than sleeping in the open. You rap your knuckles against the door.
Hello? Is anybody in there?
You hear some shuffling from inside, and the door slowly cracks open. A single green eye stares at you from inside the darkness. It's weird, these green eyes that float around the wasteland, you know.
They silently stare at you,
Yes.
ignoring the one line of dialogue we have left before we can move on.
Is that me saying that? I think that's the
No,
eye.
I think that's definitely Parmita.
I think that's...
Oh, is it me?
Oh,
I think
it
so.
could be either.
I thought it
Yeah.
was a person from inside opens the door and stares at you.
Okay, all right. If you insist.
I do.
Who are you?
Oh, the town witch, I see.
Is that Carl?
Perhaps. We'll find
It's
out.
Carl the town witch.
Carl.
Welcome to my bunker of Bushmills whiskey.
King of Autumn is also redeemed. Draw something stupid. Emile and Jean, a married couple who bakes what they could find for the other survivors. They're just a lovely French couple baking things for the
Nice.
other town.
Gosh.
It's just Carl.
Carl's
Red
the
Gamer
butch.
Soul says this is JoJo's Bizarre Adventures of disaster movies. I still haven't watched JoJo or read. I don't know if it's a manga as well. But is anybody here aware
There's
of
certainly
this
a
reference?
lot of flexing and posing in it.
Gotcha.
Sounds like my kind of story.
Yeah. It's too real to my life, but so I didn't really.
Okay.
I get too much posing in my real life.
Too much posing, too much.
Too much of a poser.
Yeah.
I'm Dr. Gaston Collins.
You say.
And, you?
The eye blinks slowly.
Carl.
The voice says.
Ah.
You sigh in relief.
Oh, thank God.
You say.
I'm not the only survivor.
The door opens. You see your rescuer. He's a short, fat man with unkempt facial hair wearing a beat-up mariachi.
Son of a
Carl.
bitch. Son of a bitch.
Oh, Carl. Hey, buddy. You gotta wear anything you got. I like the idea he's still wearing like the hat, this lovely.
He's got the
button-up
guitar,
with
but he
this
doesn't know how to
ornate-
play
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
There's no strings on it. Even.
Yeah, it just completes.
He's carrying
the
a violin as well.
It's
Beautiful.
been 40 years since he last played the guitar.
Oh, Carl. Got
Oddly
a
enough.
guitar over one shoulder, a trumpet over the other.
Wait,
And
I think
gone
we have a
over
bit
the
of
third.
backstory that Carl doesn't want us to know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Oddly enough, he looks identical to Luis Barragan, the Mexican bandito who plagued California until he was caught and executed by vigilante posse back in the gold rush days.
Yes, that's a real person, Rich.
Someone
That
said we
actually-
found
Wait,
Danny
no, hold
DeVito.
on. No. Luis Barragan is actually a Mexican architect and engineer. He's a well-renowned human being.
I
who's created
always
some
knew
really
that man looked
incredible
shifty.
pieces of art. He was born
Jack,
in
I always knew
Guadalajara.
that architecture, I couldn't trust
he's
him as
built
far as
some
I could throw.
Beautiful sculptures.
No,
and
he's a
buildings.
Mexican bandito.
Don't let
Got
it
some
fool
incredible-
you, Jack.
Look,
That's how he.
look at how he plays with light. Isn't that
Yeah,
beautiful?
well, that's how he suckers
Wow.
you in, Jack. He says, "How could a man with such delicate
You
taste
think
be
this
a murderer?"
man? I mean, to be fair, this is pretty much how they described Carl.
Yeah, but you
That's
haven't
exactly
seen his
what I
basement, Jack.
You're right. He died in 1988, so it's actually amazing that he's
Still alive, I know.
Yeah. All right, carry on.
California until he was caught and executed. Carl offers you a tin cup of strong-smelling liquid.
Whiskey.
He croaks. You aren't a big fan of alcohol, but the heat is unbearable. You down the cup, wincing at the strong taste. It's not so bad once you get it down,
So,
you say.
you're another survivor?
Another refugee from the doomed city of Jasper. The bandits were getting increasingly more vicious. I thought I'd be safe here in my abode, but...
But what, Carl?
Oh, wait.
Don't.
But...
What happened
Don't
to
leave
Jasper?
me in
We were gonna go
suspense.
home. Or is the Doomed City
No,
just
we-
what they
we-
call Jasper?
We drove away from Jasper, just any way we could, right? Because,
Oh, okay.
right,
Without-
we were
This
ashamed.
guy also ran away from Jasper, I think.
where's
Trails
the
off,
bot? Oh, there it is.
shaking his head.
What happened to you?
You quickly explain about the sheriff. Oh no,
Oh, sure.
Oh, no.
We lost
we've
our
all
art.
suddenly gone blind.
Carl, I don't know what you look like anymore.
Carl, are you there?
Carl, turn the lights on, Carl.
I
Photoshop
can't
just
say what's
crashed.
happening if I don't.
Carl,
Oh,
your
Photoshop
mariachi
crashed.
hat is too big for me. It's blocking my eyes. I can't see anything.
I've seen your architecture. I know how you like to play with light, but this is too much, Carl.
Yep, Photoshop just straight up crashed.
Oh no!
Wow, that's the first time that's happened during the show.
All right, well let's keep
amazing.
going for the
Yeah,
sake
y'all
of
keep
time.
going,
This is
I'll,
9:44.
Oh Lord.
Oh, Lord.
He trails off, shaking his head.
What happened to you?
You quickly explain about the sheriff and her deputy. Carl nods.
It's just as well that I met you.
He says.
I was this close. Is that me?
Yeah, that's you.
I was this close to being a bandito's hostage. Worse.
He winces as he touches a bandage on his head.
Got a steep bump from bumping into a door, though.
Ah, Carl.
Classic. You know, he's so used to doors not being so tall because he's so short.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
that
He found one
sneaks right
short
through
one.
them.
Didn't
Oh,
think
man.
to duck.
You'd think as an architect he would have great spatial sense.
Unrelated to the crisis, he just got a
Oh,
lot.
Carl.
right, yeah.
You got to put the doors lit up. Like, you can't keep putting doors in dark.
I just like the way the light comes through in the mornings. Oh, Carl. Okay, so we've abandoned the sheriff, we've abandoned the butcher. Where are we going, and what is our
Well,
plan? We're in the final sort of stretch.
Now that
met
we've
Carl.
cooled off, we've got to
Yeah.
eventually redeem ourselves, do something
We
heroic,
do.
maybe go back to the children of the
I'm
tornado,
inspiring myself right now.
Ooh,
Got it.
okay. The other question I have is Carl coming
The
with us?
gnome!
Yes,
Gnome.
this is what I was able to save.
Oh
This
no,
is-
we
this
lost
is-
everything else.
We lost. Well, no, the like everything up to the gnome is still here.
Okay.
But-
We lost the great portrait we had of Carl.
Well, don't worry. Carl will live.
Forever
Carl will
in our
continue.
In
hearts.
our memories, in our hearts.
I'm really disappointed because I actually really like the drawing I did of just the eye and the doorway.
Many people say Carl's buildings are each, in a way, a drawing of himself. Spirit put into... That wasn't a funny joke, I'm sorry.
No, it was fine. I'm glad you took the time to say
Thank
it.
you, Jack. Thank you for the reinforcement.
King of Autumn says we need to go to Vancouver Island as a destination, but it feels like coming out of nowhere, so I'm not sure.
I feel like
Nobody
we gotta
ever needs to go to Vancouver Island.
Whoa!
Here's my favorite part about this. This has been a Canada-spanning adventure, and we've just treated it like it's just driving down to the local shop.
Yeah.
That's about all there is to do in Canada, let's be fair.
Drive for hours just to get to the 7-Eleven.
That's it. Same 7-Eleven as got it back there, but this one, this
Yeah.
one's not that one, I guess.
The taquitos
door's
at
on the
that one
left.
are really good, so we go to that one.
This one has the hot dog machine that actually turns, so...
They're completely done. Not just
Yeah, fully
half
cooked hot
charred
dogs.
on the other
Frozen
half.
on one side and burnt on the other.
They call that the Edmonton special.
They call it an Edmonton Oiler.
Hockey jokes.
Hey! Yep.
Oy vey.
I'm impressed, Jack. You quickly explain to the he nods. Where are we? Something in his bleak tail. Hey, drink.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Ah, bleak tail!
Stirs the empathy within you. The image of those you left behind flash in your mind. The burning zombie, Gat, whose only crime was hoarding supplies to save his people. Just want to point out as a narrator, and slavery. Let's point that out.
That was a
Hang
guess
a
on our
lantern
part.
that
We don't
one.
really
You know, I know the moral slider has been changed in the, but it's not good. The burning zombie cat whose only crime was hoarding supplies to save his people, and most bleak of all, drink, Sheriff McGreet.
Oh.
Your only real friend in these horrible times. Your only companion. And she's dead now. The world is dead now.
Are we so sure?
There's no one to stop the endless chaos anymore. Not now.
Sorry, what was that about encouraging words,
Well,
Jesse?
I didn't come up with that horrible bleak shit at the end.
Well, I'm gonna finish this beer, everyone.
I feel like your image is getting more desaturated, Eric, or is that
Yes,
just my
Terry.
perception?
That's, that's just the climate slowly dying, Parmita. As it is
That's
every
just
day.
the light of the sun fading out.
God, for fuck's sake, people, recycle your whiskey.
Kanji Bun says that the sheriff died off screen, meaning that she's definitely still alive.
I would agree.
Yeah, she had a name. We can't kill a name character off screen.
That's true.
Yeah, what is
She
this, The
didn't care
Walking
about
Dead?
anything.
Come on.
You abruptly stand up.
Where are you going?
Carl croaks.
Back to Jasper. Come on, Carl. We have a city to save.
Carl frowns.
What?
He says. You march over to Carl and put a hand on his shoulder.
We have a city to save!
Carl sighs, but complies. Sighs, but complies. That's how the world's saved. Together, you walk back to the city on the mountain.
Good thing it's nearby.
Lovely,
I will say that this
lovely
feels like we're
chord
about
to
to
end on, Jack.
Yeah, thanks. I feel like we're entering our surprise fourth act.
Yeah.
Act
So right before we
3.5.
do, 3.5. Before we enter kind of the climax of the film, does anybody have any pitches for like the title?
Oh yeah.
Any
Title.
ideas? Any thoughts? This adventure across Canada.
Oh man, usually I have some kind of idea, but this was actually escaping me.
Yeah.
Cross Canada road trip.
Oh, clear.
Darn.
Yeah.
Turns out it's hard to name things after Canada. That's why we have things such as soccer, baseball, and the Northwest Territories.
Well, honestly, half our shows are just the American show, and then we slap Canada on the end. Iron Chef Canada.
That's true.
Crispy something. Crispy something.
Crispy something.
Something is a fill in the
What
blank.
about just
but I-
crisp? What about just crisp?
Oh, crisp. That's fun. The entire film has a very sharp filter on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just all about the imagery.
I'm not gonna lie. That one syllable, one word title, kind of like Tusk, just crisp.
Crisp. Well, because
Actually,
the world
it's
is slowly
kinda
getting
cool.
hotter and hotter and hotter and
Yeah,
hotter.
There's
it's
heat,
actually, I'm not gonna
there's
lie, kind of
zombies.
cool. Like a rad indie movie about the
Yeah.
end of the world called Crisp.
Crisp.
I'm into it. Well
Can
done.
you take the heat?
Nice.
That's the sequel.
I did a thing.
That's the.
Yeah.
I said
Can
something.
you take the heat? Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying. I said something that was of value here.
Wait, I thought
Yay.
that was Parmita's idea.
You did.
Well, I took. Okay,
Oh no.
It's okay. It was a team effort.
team effort here.
Group
Yeah,
work.
good job, Noah.
Good job, Noah.
Fine. I'm just gonna keep drawing.
Yeah, just make sure
Oh.
Photoshop doesn't crash again.
I'll make sure.
But it's always the one who puts the idea together that gets the
credit.
glory. So
Just the glory. Yeah.
I'm gonna give that one to Noah.
No, that's fine. I really don't deserve it.
All right, guys, we have text.
Drink.
We walk into the streets of Jasper. No supplies, no sheriff. You've got to figure out how to save the dying people, or at least how to kill them humanely.
Oh my
Thanks,
God, that's
Jesse. That was bleak.
I did not type the how to
Jesus
kill them part. That was
Christ,
not me.
no.
Oh my God, I'm taking 2 drinks. The first thing you notice is how dry everything is. Wait a minute. It's usually very wet. It's the middle of winter, and it feels more like the middle of summer. The sand in the dunes are almost as hot as ovens. Did it just hear us? I'm sorry, but the AI, right? We just talked about how the world is getting, this is creepy.
It's been hot this whole time. It's been pretty hot.
Yeah,
That's
but
true. That's true.
Parmita, just sometimes the AI, it's a
Yeah.
little bit freaky.
Goes a little
Like-
far.
It's like it'll bring things up. Yeah, like the sand in the dunes are almost as hot as ovens. The wind on your face is harsh, and every breath you take burns your throat. You feel like you're on fire, drowned, and freezing at the same time. Draw that one, Noah.
Fire and ice, Noah. You got to be able to do both.
Yeah, we warned you.
Oh
We
boy.
lose you in this false sense of security, and bam!
I love this description of the town. I'm so
Wow.
excited.
Maybe this is it, folks. Maybe it's just futile. We were whiling away our few last moments of existence before the sun flares swallow us up and the tornadoes blow us all away. Happy Friday,
Christ.
everyone. I hope you all have a good week.
Happy Spooktober. Everyone's having a
Yeah.
wonderful Halloween.
The most terrifying Spooktober of all. Existential dread. You cough and sputter.
Carl, pass me that whiskey. It'll have to make do as a disinfectant. We'll find tools somewhere. These people need medical attention.
You say. Carl hands you a cup of alcohol and you dab the burns on your face. Part of your beard has been burnt off. You look pretty silly with your skinny tie and half a beard.
All right, narrator, no one asked you.
Wearing a skinny tie the whole time.
No, what we thought was a stethoscope is indeed just a skinny tie.
He's just
Is
a
my
bit of a
pleather
punk.
tie from the 80s?
He's like painted a stethoscope.
He's
He
definitely
holds
not
it
a
up to
doctor.
you and just like ties it around his head.
The cataclysm happened, and he was like, I'm totally a doctor.
I learned it from my neighbor.
He taught me everything he knew. You all knew him, right? The alcohol stings, but it serves its purpose. You look to Carl, who nods. You look around you. The sandy dunes roll out. Everywhere you look. As far as the eye can see. Damn.
Well, all right.
This is
so what's
bleak as well. I'm
This
just
is so
drink-
bleak. I mean, we're reaching the climax of the film. Everything's gonna be bleak for a hot minute.
Well, that's generally not how climaxes work, Jack.
I don't know. We're looking at the most bleak thing there is, and we
Nothing.
either fix it or we die.
Yeah, but yeah.
What do you got to say?
The sandy dunes roll out everywhere, as far as the eye can see.
Looking for something, Doc?
A familiar voice sounds behind you. Sheriff McKeat steps out from the ruins of a building, her arms full of medical supplies.
Oh, and you've met Carl. You work quickly.
You're an
You
enigmatic
frown.
person, Sheriff.
I can hold out a cup of alcohol for her to take. She dumps some of the medical supplies on the ground.
No.
What's all this?
These, my dear doctor, are for you.
Says, passing out a roll of bandages and a tube of painkillers.
You're gonna need these.
Sheriff,
You trail off, looking at the supplies in your hands.
Man, she's done all the work for us. She knows that we abandoned her. I'm curious how she's gonna take that.
I
It's
think
just
she feels
another
nothing.
day in the life.
Yeah, you're right. We have established that she feels nothing for nobody.
Abandoned by another doctor.
Yeah, guess I'm gonna have to take care of this by myself.
You say,
I'm sorry, Sheriff. I shouldn't have left you behind.
You bite your lip as you speak. She shakes her head and sits down in the sand, rubbing her face.
I had to leave.
She said simply.
Why?
You ask, looking into her eyes.
Because I had to.
You sigh and take a roll of bandages from McKeat.
Hold out your arm.
You say. She does so. And you wrap the bandages around her arm.
Thanks, Doc.
So are we here to help Jasper? Or is this just all of the futility?
I think
Of
we're here to
everything.
make them as comfortable as they can. Until
Yeah.
The sun
A
slowly
friendship. We're
burns
just
us
here to
all.
salvage the relationship.
Yeah, that's fair. There's not much left.
Oh man.
They're just gonna stare at the sunset, or the sunrise, or the sun explosion.
Right.
The sun perpetually rising.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so sad.
Oh my god.
Well, you know,
Guys, this
what are
is
you gonna?
exactly what I wanted out of this genre. Thank
Is
you.
it actually?
This is exactly what I was hoping for tonight.
Good.
Yes.
Yes. Good.
Oh man. You know, but are we really acting any different than we would pre-cataclysm? We're just hanging around with the people who are around us.
That's the sad truth of it all.
Yeah, I know, right?
Or is it the sad truth? We're about
It
to
is
find
certainly
out.
the truth.
Can't make too many statements. We gotta let the AI tell us how to feel. Certainly a truth.
One person saved. Only 100 more to go. There's not much you can do but make them feel comfortable. The future seems bleak, but there's a saying in Jasper. The cliffs are hard. But the people of Jasper are harder. No matter what happens, it will endure. By C.A. Cluster. You're a doctor in a refugee camp. A refugee camp in a desert. You don't know how you got here or why you're still alive. But all you know is that it's hot and everyone around you is either sick or hurt or both. There's no water to be had for miles. And the food rations have dwindled down to almost nothing. You'll have to do something about it.
Is that credits on Crisp?
I think that's credits
think
on
so.
Crisp. And the crispy credits
Whoa.
roll. And we've learned that we need to take action. We can't run away from
No
our
matter how
problems.
bleak it all seems.
You gotta keep finding strange corals and bunkers and blowing up cats.
All right. I actually really enjoyed this story.
But
We learned a lot about our characters. I mean, the cast was quite small, which was nice because... Oops. Sorry. About the 9th time I've knocked this water bottle over. I lost my lid for it an hour ago, and I just didn't get up to get it.
That's very bleak.
It's a beautiful story, a very bleak but beautiful story. Eric, why don't you lead us in a little bit of a post-mortem? In the meantime, chat, why don't you inundate me with some song titles? I'll pick the best one or the one that I like the most, and we will generate a song for you to send you on your way.
So, Parmita, this is the time in the show where we kill time while Jack creates a song in the AI.
All right,
we're
well,
gonna
you're not in
sing.
so many words.
And so we like to talk about what we learned from this story. And God knows there's a lot to learn today. Jesse, what did you learn from this story?
I learned that sometimes you think the only option is to run from your problems. Until a whiskey-swilling, mariachi band-wearing, possible bandito who was also an architect in the middle of a winter desert teaches you that no, you've got to fight for your friends and for the people of Jasper.
It's a really bleak image if he is wearing a mariachi band.
It's a whole
Oh,
band.
no.
The whole band
The whole band
Oh,
is there.
no.
draped all over.
Oh, the whole gang's here. Oh, buddy.
Oh my god. Oh my god. But really though, like there was some crazy, like I don't know. I found it really it kind of touching in the sense that like there were consistent flaws in this character. Like he really wanted to get out of there, and like, but I don't know. It was cool. It felt like there was character growth, and that ending prompt like sums it up.
Have to do something.
Yeah, because there's nothing else to do but try and do something, and maybe we'll all die tomorrow,
Yeah,
but maybe we won't die today.
You keep on keeping on.
Yeah. What did you learn, Bermuda, from this wonderful story?
All very profound. I've really felt the AI learn the most from this experience.
Yeah.
From being confronted with just brutal realities. I learned that at the end of the world, there's no reason to make a fuss. Just get it done and show up and save the day like the Sheriff McKeith has taught us all to do.
Yeah. Sometimes he's a meat cleaver man, but like, does it really matter?
Make a friend. Meat cleaver man, make a friend.
There you go.
Gat, at the end of the day, we're all out here in our silly post-apocalyptic costumes trying to make the best out of our days.
Out of the never-ending day.
I really feel like I'm sorry. I just want to take a moment right now
I'm going to ask you next, Noah. That's
Oh,
perfect.
excellent. Well, here's what I really learned. What I really learned is that the most interesting stories are always the ones that end up going untold.
Like
Such is the case with the sheriff and most everything that they did.
That's true. I feel like Sheriff McKeith's movie would have been a better movie in some way.
Well, that'll be the
No.
prequel that comes out in a year or two,
You think that, but effective people doing things effectively is actually really boring.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
She just solves the problem and kind of just moves on, and like, that's not fun.
Doesn't make a fuss. Doesn't make a big deal out of it.
Jesse, could we get an epilogue? Can
Sure.
we like see what happens next?
What should the title of the epilogue be?
The title of the epilogue.
The never-ending scolding. The never-ending
Never-ending
simmer.
daytime. Never-ending
Daytime.
day. Time, scalding sun, the never-ending scalding.
I like the never-ending simmer thing.
Never-ending.
It's just like,
Tasty.
The Endless Day by C.A. Custer.
There's Custer again.
The day is endless. The sun beats down on the refugee camp, turning the sand into an inferno. You can't remember when you last slept, or ate, or even drank. All you do is move from person to person, offering what comfort you can.
Order.
Moans a voice. You look up, finding yourself staring at a young woman,
Why?
no older than 20. Well, at least we get to end it on a drink, everyone.
Even women get thirsty in this land.
Jesus
Even
Christ.
when they're young. When they're just starting out with all those juices.
I love the shadow and highlight on the skinny tie, Noah. That's great.
it's
That
a bit,
is
it's
It's this polished leather, you know.
yeah, it's very important.
It is a skinny tie.
All right, friends. I'm about to post here into the Zoom chat another short code to today's song, which is titled "Last Hope." It is a Canadian folk ballad
Aha!
from the Snake Pits of Banff.
By Gordon Lightfoot?
Yes. No, it's the Snake Pits of Banff is a popular indie band from the early 2000s that fell out. They fell out actually around when Fall Out Boy came out, which ironically enough is the reason why they broke up. So,
Guess they were the fell out boys.
yes. There we go. So, Parmita, the way that we do this typically is we split the song up between us. Would you, as our guest, do you want a verse, a chorus, or the bridge?
I would really love a verse.
Do you want
One or
verse 1 or 2?
Give me verse 1. Let's go
Right.
in.
Ooh, starting us off.
And so I'm going to be singing with you?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be playing you some accompaniment. Well, don't worry. You're not yet.
We probably should have
Here we go.
briefed you on this.
Yeah, sorry. We very briefly did.
did.
We briefly briefed.
Yeah, briefly
Brief.
briefed me.
Also, you could have watched a full episode. Maybe then you would have known.
I skimmed one.
Shame.
I skimmed one.
It's the last thing we do.
I
You check
skipped the end.
beginning,
It
you
didn't
check
seem
the
important.
Yes. Want it to be
Um,
fresh.
All right. Jesse and
all right.
Eric, do you guys want the other verse or the chorus? Who wants what?
I
the
think I
bridge
was a
as well.
verse last time.
end. Yeah.
So
I was the chorus last. I haven't done a bridge forever.
Ooh.
Take it. Bridge is yours, and I'll take verse 2. So Parmita's starting us off, then Jesse, then I'm taking verse 2. Eric, you're taking the bridge, and then Jesse, you're finishing us off with the final chorus. I haven't read through this, so I don't know what the tone of it is. So I'm hoping that the choice I'm about to make is a good one.
Let's do Gordon proud, everybody.
All right, everybody, here we go. Let me say it's a little Gordon, a little Leonard Cohen.
Gordon Cohen.
Oh, yeah.
Leonard Lightfoot.
A long time ago, when the world was young, every girl and boy learned how to make rhymes. And brothers would sing to their sisters who tried to keep time. But then our lives changed forever when people refused to listen. No longer did mass singing reverberate throughout the land. Instead, it slowly died out, completely lost in history till today. The few of us left, still keeping the song alive.
And this is our last hope, dear friends. Because if we don't make it through this, then no one will sing our songs. And I can't bear to think of the day when our music is lost forever. and the world won't understand us at all. So this is our last hope, dear friends.
And now things are starting to worsen. Families are breaking apart. The happiness is gone, replaced with endless worries, and no one seems to know why. And all because of an uncaring government, people are forced to do things they don't want to. They send their kids off to war without thinking of the cost. It's getting so bad now that parents are forced to become cops.
Damn.
Oh boy. To evict their own kids from their homes for not paying bills.
That's bleak.
Those monsters.
And this is our last hope, dear friends.
Yes, it is.
Oh, dear
Because
friends.
if we don't make it through this, then no one will sing our songs. And I can't bear to think of the day when our music is lost forever.
Forever.
And the world won't understand us at all.
Not at all.
So this is our last hope, dear friends.
We're all friends. There is still beauty in this world. If you stand and look around. But does it matter? Does it make a sound? I don't know. And if we're not careful, could all disappear. Just like our songs and everything we believe in. So this is our last hope, dear friends. Because if we don't make it through this, then no one will sing our songs, and I can't bear to think of the day when our music is lost forever, and the world won't understand us at all.
So this is our last hope, dear friends. Because if we don't make it through this, then no one will sing our songs. And I can't bear to think of the day when our music is lost forever.
Forever,
Forever.
forever.
And the world won't understand us at all.
At all.
It's our last hope.
At all.
Let's not get trapped in the snake pits of Banff.
Bleak.
Topped the charts at number 37.
It's big in Canada.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big number in Canada.
Our charts only go up to 36, so it was basically
Yeah,
number
you're
2.
Friends, thank you so much for joining us. What a wild ride this was today. That was a fun time, though. The world and the story, and the AI killed it in terms of like describing it. It certainly lent to figured out what bleak dialogue sounds like. My characters were so well defined. I didn't get to say anything in what we learned today, so I just wanted to say I really appreciated what the AI got to do. It was really rad. And Parmita, thank you so much for killing it with every single character we came across. You just brought them so much apathy, and I really appreciate that.
Every
And
single character seemed
every
to not
character,
give a shit.
just really sensing a theme. I wonder if there's something we need to talk about.
But I
later.
really felt that not giving a shit. I felt
Palpable
the unfeeling.
apathy.
Palpable lack of shit giving.
Well, I was just trying to keep up with the storytelling that happened here today by all of you, and as well as the AI.
And you all just reek so heavily of apathy that I needed to meet you halfway. I appreciate that. As you can see on the screen now, if you want more of us, you can find us at AI Dungeon Crawlers on YouTube, at AI Dungeon Crawlers as well on Instagram. You can find us here at It Was Jack on Twitch if you're watching on YouTube as well. If you type !Discord into the chat, you can enter for a chance to be a part of our community Discord, where we discuss the shows, have weekly movie nights, and other fun community-specific things. Let's see, we have a tip jar down below if you feel so inclined. But the best thing you can do, as always, is just spread the word. Have more people dragged down on a Friday evening. There's something we do every single week that I also failed to acknowledge you, Parmita, and that was one word at a time we will impart upon the audience a sort of a motto, a message, something to leave them with to think about throughout their week. And I will just say this, you will go after Eric. Ready to go? Let's just try it out. Knowledge
Is
Power.
And
It
also
can
thinking
say
real hard on
again,
this one.
Parmita?
You didn't hear me?
No.
No.
It's also an stimulant.
Oh.
Knowledge is power. It's also a stimulant.
wait.
I said can.
period.
Oh, can.
Oh.
Knowledge is
Also
power, but it
can
also can
stimulate.
stimulate.
Can stimulate.
Ah.
Period.
Anything else? Period. Knowledge is power, and it also can stimulate.
But it also can stimulate.
But it also... Oh.
Wait. It was
No,
knowledge
let's
is
not
power.
overthink it.
Knowledge is power, and also it can stimulate. That's what
great,
it is.
Great. Beautiful. And I would know. I'm surrounded by books on all sides. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye.